what's up, people of YouTube? Lunar Spire 1127 here with Bleach Chapter 479. Goodbye to our execution. Yeah, it looks like this chapter will be the actual conclusion to the current arc. So the chapter opens up with Urahara about to give breakfast to Ruruka, but Ruruka is not there. I guess since Urahara knew that Ruruka is fine and it doesn't matter, so he's just gonna give it to Jinta. But then we get to the title page of Ginjo, who's just giving out this big smile. I still don't feel sorry for him. I still don't. This is what happens when you don't give a backstory to a character that we don't even know. Anyway, we cut to Soul Society. Soul Society. I think the Serete, with Squad 13. Two of the Shinigami, Kione and Sentaro. I think that's that guy's name. I'm not really sure. They're the two Shinigami that are always arguing and bickering with each other. They're telling Ukitake that Ichigo defeated Ginjo and that he's okay, and we finally get to see Ukitake, and well, his physical appearance doesn't look that different, but he looks like he's a little more sickly than usual. I guess that disease that he had is catching up to him. But anyway, we cut to Yamamoto, and a guard is telling him that Ichigo has actually appeared to Soul Society. He passes by Renji. This, I gotta admit, this part was pretty funny. It made me chuckle a bit. He just says, "Yo, Renji." Renji's like, "Yo." Ichigo walks by Renji, and Renji, I guess, finally realized that Ichigo is here, and he's like, "Wait, what are you doing here?" I gotta admit, that part was pretty funny. But then we also get different scenes of all the captains: Byakuya, Kenpachi, Toshiro, even Soifan, which, by the way, her hair grew a bit longer. Just letting you guys know about that. Anyway, all the captains have appeared in front of Ichigo, I guess, to greet him. Well, some of them, except Ukitake isn't there, probably sick, and Mayuri Kuretsuchi isn't there, which is too bad because I kind of want to see what his face looks like now. And of course, you get this panel of Soifong, telling Ichigo that he's helpless without Yoruichi at his side. It's a bit of that obsession or admiration she has towards Yoruichi. Unfortunately, her obsession of Yoruichi, I guess, kind of spawned a couple of fanfics. Yeah, but we finally get a panel of Kensei, one of the Vizards, and it looks like that he came back as captain now. Yeah, the Vizards are back in Soul Society. I guess after everything that happened with Aizen, Yamamoto decided to let the Vizards back into Soul Society, and looks like Kensei is now captain again. Anyway, Kensei is telling Ichigo to come in, and oh hey, and yeah, you get to see Yamamoto, there's Soifon, Unohana, and I think that's Rose. So Rose is now captain too. God, I'm actually glad to see the Vizards again. It's been like so long since we last saw them. And honestly, they're way more interesting than Xcution, to be honest. They really are. So Yamamoto thanks Ichigo for his hard work. Ichigo's like, "Yeah, don't mention it. I didn't come here for praise. But what was he here for? He came to take back the corpse of Ginjo that Renji brought here and bury it in the material world." Okay, this part confused me, because why would Soul Society need Ginjo's corpse? Wasn't he fighting in his physical form? And if he's dead, then that means his soul is probably, I don't know, probably in the world of the living right now. I mean, is his soul gonna turn into a hollow, or is he in Soul Society now? Because I mean, don't you need like one of those consoles don't you have to perform a console for the soul? Is he in hell? I don't know what that confused me. And anyway, and it looks like and Shinji, we get to see Shinji again, and I gotta admit his hair looks kind of weird. Anyway, well, Shinji is back now, and he's captain. So the three people replacing Gin, Kaname, and Aizen are Love, Kensei, and Shinji. I wonder where are the other visors anyway? I mean, are they also back to their original squads where they used to be before they left? Shinji came to see Ichigo, telling him that why should he feel sorry for this guy because he was screwing with his family and his friends. But Ichigo's like, well, Ichigo, he was like, my friends and family are back to normal. I'm alive, and he is a mere Shinigami representative. I guess it's now that Ginjo is dead, Ichigo doesn't have like any, didn't actually feel sorry for him. He has no reason to be angry. He's just, it doesn't matter anymore. He's still a Shinigami, even of all the things, substitute Shinigami, even after all the things that he's done. So Yamamoto's like, would I be correct in taking that phrase as a deeply deliberate one? And Ichigo's just like staring. He's just giving out this stare, not saying anything. But then we cut to Ukitake and Shinsui. They're out in the middle of the fields, and Shinsui tells Ukitake that Ichigo's back, and he brought the badge with him. I guess it was already established that Ichigo still trusts Soul Society, even with the badge suppressing his power and using it to spy on them. And they just keep talking about him and saying that he's changed and that he's grown and that how old they're turning. But then we cut to Riruka standing on a ledge, thanking, and she's thanking Ginjo for inviting her into Xcution. He's thanking Chad for believing in them, Orihime for crying for her, and Ichigo, and thanking Ichigo. I guess in her thoughts she says, farewell, forget about me. Because I know that no matter how many ways I try to say goodbye, you'd remember us anyway. And I guess she used the bringer light to just step off and leap up to the sky to God knows where. And that's the chapter. I will admit I did like this chapter better than last week's chapter. Well, not last week's, but chapter 478, because I get this was a more proper conclusion to an arc. There's actually a little bit of closure, and seeing the visors is a plus. But I actually was hoping that Shuhei Isagi was gonna be promoted to captain. I mean, he's actually done a lot fighting against the Espada. I was actually hoping he get a promotion, and the visors, to be honest, I can say he was defeated by Wonder Weiss. I didn't even know if he was alive or not. And Shinji, I guess it's understandable that he would come back to become a captain, but why Rose as a captain again? I mean, I know he was a captain before, but why Rose? I'm just wondering. So yeah, Bleach chapter 479, and it turns out that Bleach will be on break for 3 weeks. I guess Kubo needs that time to work on the next arc. Hopefully this next arc will be better, but I don't know. I want it to be better, but we'll just have to wait and see. But 3 weeks, I mean, it just came back, and then we have to wait till February. Mm, I I'll be patient. I mean, I'll be patient. I mean, I want to have hope for this new arc. I really do. I mean, this I isn't this supposed to be like the final arc? But then again, Kubo does say that he wanted the he wanted Bleach to become longer for like 10 years. 10 years of Bleach. That's a bit too much. Uh but you know what? I'm glad this arc is over. My problem is that we still don't have any backstory between Tsukishima and Shishigawara and the rest of the execution. Actually, the rest of the execution, Jackie, Giriko, Ryuka, Yukio, they had a little bit of backstory. But Ginjo's backstory I was more interested in, but we didn't get it. There's no flashbacks between them. The only flashback I've seen that contained at least some backstory was him meeting a little Tsukishima. I don't even know. To be honest, the rest was his intention just to steal Ichigo's Fullbring and Shinigami powers just for his own selfish needs, or was it just to get him to join Xcution, to join him so they could like take down Soul Society or something? I don't know. This is what happens when you don't give any backstory towards characters, even characters that you want. Even if it's characters that you don't know, you'd still be curious as to like how they became the way they are, right? Uh, I was honestly disappointed at this arc, but this arc did have a bit of a closure between the execution members. Actually did get more of closure, unlike unfortunately for the Spada, because the Spada kept they kept like dying like one by one. Some of them did have closure, others just died out of nowhere. Like it was pretty unexpected. And I admit that the that this arc was pretty short. It felt pretty rushed, but I'm glad it wasn't as long as the Winter War arc. That arc lasted for like I believe like 2 years, like over 200 chapters. So many days side chapters. Oh my god. So overall, this chapter is not that bad. I'd give it 7 out of 10. Cause well, seeing the Vizards back again, it was nice, and I was glad to see Soul Society again, seeing some of the other Shinigami. It was a little bit, and I did like the ending of Riruka. It was more of a decent closure, decent ending than 478. But overall, this arc was a bit of a disappointment, honestly. So it had potential, but like right near the right at the second half, it started becoming really disappointing. So, Bleach Chapter 479. This is Lunar Spiral 1127, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.